Hello, vinyl community. This is Kevin with me, myself, and my vinyl. Today is July 16th. It is a Saturday. It is actually marks my little brother's 40th birthday. So, Justin, little shout out to you. Unfortunately, I could not be with you today, but happy birthday, my brother. I love you and I miss you. Cheers. Okay, so I know I haven't made a video in quite some time, and I'm not showing any records today. Today, this video is about the WhatNot app. I used the WhatNot app last night, and I just want to go ahead and give a review of my experience, I guess, the pros, the cons, and just kind of give an insight as to what I think the impact on the record or vinyl community is going to have. You may be asking yourself, what is it? Well, it is an app that is an online auction house. It is interactive, it is in real time, and unlike eBay, the auctions are anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute. eBay, your auction can be like 3 days to a week, and you just put your max bid in there, and eBay does your bidding for you, and eBay does my bidding for me. I feel like a Bond villain saying eBay does my bidding for me. Anyway, eBay does your bidding for you, and you can change your max bid at any given time. There's a lot of leeway and whatever. So this is very quick. It's 30 seconds to a minute. And, I do think it's going to have an impact on the vinyl community itself, at least from a buying and selling standpoint. First, how did I come across the WhatNot app? Well, Mike from the In-Groove did a video earlier this week. I think it was maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of this previous week, talking about using the app, what is it, and what he plans on doing with it. He's actually doing a live auction tomorrow, Sunday the 17th. I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't quote me on the time. I know it's tomorrow, Sunday the 17th, but I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he's going to be auctioning off some higher value records for starting at like $10. So I'm going to be watching that, maybe participating bidding wise on some items that I don't know. But I'm curious to see what these actually go for. That's really where I'm at with this. So found out through Mike. Well, it's an online auction site. As I was saying, it's interactive. It's like a live stream, interactive. You can talk to the person who's selling the stuff and other bidders in real time. And the auctions are real short. Like I said, from 30 seconds to a minute. So last night I was watching the Atlanta Braves game, and they were up like 6-0 in the fourth inning. And I'm like, this is kind of a boring game. My wife's out of town. My kids were in the other room watching TV. I'm like, let me check this out. So I went in. You got to create an account. But creating an account, you download the app, you create an account. You need, I think, like your name, not a whole lot of information. Your name, your age, your payment options, which it can either be a credit card or PayPal. There may be a few other options. I use PayPal, so I don't know if they have iPay or Android, Google Pay, or any of that stuff. And then your shipping address. So I know good people in YouTube have been doing these kind of live auctions on YouTube, but this takes all the providing information after the fact in an email after the auction's over, and it puts it in front. So as soon as you put in your information and create an account, you are ready to go. Pro. That is a definite pro. I'm all for that. Navigating through some of the minutia, like I was only looking for records, right? they do have a lot of other stuff, a lot of collectibles like trading cards and what is it? You know, trading cards. What else did I see? Comic books, shoes like Jordans, Air Jordans, and I don't know, watches, some other stuff. They have categories for this. So navigating through that and filtering through was a little bit clunky at first. So that kind of, I mean, it's new to a lot of people. It was new to me, so I think there's a learning curve with that kind of stuff, and that kind of will work itself out. But it was a little bit. The best term I can use is clunky. So once I found kind of where I wanted to be through the filters and everything, I was ready to go. I found a couple auctions early on. I wasn't really ready to buy anything. I just wanted to kind of see what the process was. And yeah, they're live streams. They're interactive. Like I said, you can put, you know, questions or anything in the comment section to the auctioneer and to the other bidders. And you can click away to your heart's desire and bid on stuff immediately. So it was pretty cool. I did kind of cycle through some auctions. I didn't bid on anything at first, and I found another one that started out with 45s, 7-inch 45s. I'm not a collector of 45s. That's a rabbit hole I'm not ready to jump down into, because I know once I do, like, some of the stuff is really cool, like the picture sleeve stuff and some of the other stuff. Like last night I saw the wall, which had a poster picture sleeve, which was really cool. But anyway, so I actually did bid on 2 of those. That's something I'd never seen before. One was like a hologram 7-inch, which I ended up bidding on. And then there was another one from a band that I like. It was a sealed, something I'd never seen before. And I'll show that, and I ended up winning that, but I will show that in a future video. So there's a couple different ways this can go. And it kind of depends on the person conducting the auction, the auctioneer. A lot of times it can be one right after the other. And as I said, they're anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute. And they just go boom, 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 boom. Like, it's, all right, here's the record. All right, you got a minute. Here you go. Okay, the winner is so-and-so. And it flashes up, you know, Kevin, you are the winner. And then the next one goes up and they're like, okay, well, here's the next one, which is cool. It goes by quick, but it also, being a live stream, I found one, and the guy's name, I don't know what the guy's name is, but he runs a record shop. He owns a record shop in Western Maryland. It was Yellow K Records, and I sat there for 2.5 hours, and you know, it was just like a live stream. He was talking about stuff, and you know, music and different types of records, and different types of pressings and this and that. And then every like 4 or 5 minutes, he'd be like, okay, you guys want me to run a record? Run it, meaning run an auction. He had a lot. Like, there's a button at the bottom right hand corner that is like lot. It's either lot or book. Click on that, and it, depending on if the person gives the information, everything is right there. So you could say, okay, well, can we do Les Claypool's Frog Brigade? He's like, okay, yeah, I'll put it up for auction right now. And what was really cool is the interaction with it is, and again, depends on the auctioneer. This person is a vinyl enthusiast, so he's like, okay, this is the condition, and this is why I graded it this way. See this little notch right here? Okay, and then there's a little bent corner right here. There's a little crease in the corner, and this is how I knocked it down from a near mint to a excellent or to a VG plus, and would go into it that way and show exactly why it was graded the way it was. I mean, grading, as we know, is subjective, and somebody's VG plus is different than somebody's near mint. So, it was really cool experience, and I ended up being on that auction for, I don't know, maybe 2.5 hours, I think. He did a giveaway, like free records, did a giveaway every hour. So it can be what the auctioneer wants it to be. So I found that to be a pro in that it was a really cool experience. And his descriptions of the record, he gave the obviously the title, the band, the pressing year, the pressing plant, and the condition of the sleeve and also of the record. And before he put it up, he would say, okay, well, this is it. He'd go through it again and he'd be like, if there was anything interesting or different about the pressing, for instance, there was a Robert Ludwig pressing mastered. There was an RL, Moving Pictures, Rush Moving Pictures, and he put that in there, and I thought that was, interesting that he put that in there, and it's also a selling point for him, but, other information. I did find that some other auctions didn't even list the stuff that they were selling, which to me seemed like a big waste of my time because, I'm not going to buy, I don't know, a Cher album. And some of the stuff, you can kind of get an idea of some of the stuff that was up for auction, if you watch like 3 in a row of what their auction is. Again, there's like a learning curve to that, but the more, in my opinion, the more information you give me up front, the more informed of a buyer I'm going to be, and I appreciate that because you're not wasting my time. So they're just like anything, they're good auctioneers and not so good auctioneers, and you can tell some of the people who are vinyl enthusiasts and the people that are just trying to flip records. So there is that, okay, and that is a big con to me. People that are just, they don't know much about the records, and if you ask them a question, they're not really forthcoming about what it is. I'm going to be very selective on who I buy from because, as we all know, inflation's kicking everybody's ass. I've become super selective on what I spend my money on, especially right now, okay? So I've been burned on Discogs and also on eBay because people are just flipping records and, it sucks. But that's the name of the game, I guess. So some of the pros right now are the ease of the app, ease of the bidding, the interaction, and the good sellers. Some of the cons right now that I'm seeing is that it is very kind of, like I used the term earlier, clunky, navigating through some of the auctions and not knowing the seller's not being forthcoming with whatever they're selling. Now, that's just a buyer beware situation, right? Buyer beware. Know what you're buying before you buy it. Be shelling out $50 for, a pressing that is a, scratch to hell or not what you really think it is. So, just buyer beware. Now, some of the other pros and cons, like you can just go and watch. You don't have to bid on anything. You can just watch, which is awesome. Get an idea. I had my Discogs up, so I knew what stuff was worth before I started bidding on it. So that is something that I would suggest. Know how much you want to buy a record for or bid on a record for before it even starts. You can easily get sucked into, oh, I want this record. I want to buy it. I want to buy it. And all you got to do is tap your screen. And you can tap your screen as many times as you want. And you can even tap your screen if you're the higher bidder, and you can bid even more. So, if you're the highest bidder, make sure that you are not bidding against yourself. It's very easy to do. I'm not saying I did it, but it can happen easily. And I don't think it prevents you from bidding on something if you're the highest bidder. So just be careful, okay? What are some of the other things that I found that were good and not so good? There was a little bit of lag, okay? There was a little bit of lag, so you got to take that into account. There was one auction I was in, and stuff was closing out about 2 to 3 seconds before my timer on my feed was running out. So, just a word to the wise, make sure that if you're going to bid on something, you're going to try and bid on something within the last couple seconds. Do it with like 4 or 5 seconds to go and not 1 or 2, because those auctions were closing out before my timer on my phone were running out. So a little bit of lag there. I haven't received anything yet that I bought. Again, this was last night. I don't know. It was fun to play around with, for sure. And I did buy some stuff. And I keep in mind how much money you're actually spending, because I did buy 5 records last night. And I mean, I had an idea how much I was spending. But there is tax and there is shipping costs associated with it. So just be aware of that if you buy something for $42, it's not going to be $42 even. There's going to be tax, and there's also going to be shipping involved in that. Now, I asked Yellow K Records, I was like, hey, I bought a couple, like 3 records from you. Are you going to ship them all in one? He's like, yeah, I'll do that. So I don't know if I get some sort of, rebate or return on the shipping that I paid for, because on separate things. I'm sure we'll figure that out as we go. But one other thing, if you do want to use the WhatNot app, I'm going to try and provide a link that if you do want to sign up, you will get a $10 credit and I will get a $10 credit. I'm going to provide that in the description below. If you click on that link and you want to go ahead and sign up just to check it out, you can get a $10 credit through me, and then you get a little something, I get a little something. I wash your hand, you wash mine, and it'll be kind of cool. So if I can, I'll put that in the description. If not, I'll just say the link was not available to provide. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this is something that if you're interested in, check it out. If not, don't. But I do think it's definitely going to have some sort of impact on buying and selling in the VC. So thanks again for watching. I hope to see you soon. Take care.